what the hell was that?
That was my audition for People's Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive 2021 edition.
And you thought the winking was necessary?
They wanted sexy, didn't they?
Man, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
What do you mean stay the same? I've got gains. I look fantastic in my new clothes.
I was not talking about that. What I'm actually talking about, guys, by the way, what's up, guys? ATHLEAN-X.com, Jeff Cavalier. See, you got me all flustered. It's not even the right intro. The fact is, I covered a video years ago that was the 5 best exercises for men according to women. And that was basically what you should work on to develop your physique according to what women want.
Right.
We're a lot more progressive here at ATHLEAN-X. We're going to open up our standards to who finds who attractive. I'm just saying, what can you do to make yourself more attractive? Well, guess what?
What?
The more things change, the more they stay the same. A poll crossed my desk the other day where they identified 6 muscle groups that you should develop if you want to be instantly attractive in clothes.
Okay, so looking like me, right?
Well, listen, I know you're ready for a date tonight, and I know you're reaping the rewards of finally sticking to a program.
Yes, that's
but
true.
We're going to take the 6 areas that we need to focus on.
Yep.
And then fill in the gaps with the best exercises you can focus your attention on to develop each of those areas. And guess what?
What?
Because you show up to work on time today,
Yeah.
and because you dressed the part,
Well, again, for a hot date.
we're going to let you identify what your favorite exercises are in each of those areas.
Oh, okay, great. I would
right.
love to start.
So let's start from the top down, okay?
Okay.
Easy enough. Traps.
Traps.
How do you develop your traps?
All right, well, first off, I love the deadlift. It's my compound lift, obviously, to start with, and it allows me to weight up really heavy, and it really gives me that isometric contraction on my traps, which
Right.
is,
So
you know,
good heavy load, isometric contraction up there. You obviously move some heavy weight. Great. Next, what would you do if you need to be a little bit more dynamic?
To be dynamic, power shrug, absolutely. Because it allows me to lighten the weight up a little bit, but again, it's a more dynamic movement. It allows me to get,
So you get a little bit momentum into it, so it's not just the static contraction of the deadlift, but a little bit, but still heavy weight.
Exactly.
And then the last one's actually one I introduced you to.
Oh, I love this one.
It's the trap pull down. So guys, if you haven't tried this, you go to a pull down machine, you take a narrow grip, lean forward, and pull straight down and back. You really feel an intense contraction on the traps. You've been using that one too.
Yes, I have.
All right, so we keep it going down the line here. Next stop is at the shoulders.
Shoulders.
How are you developing yours?
Obviously, again, starting with the compound lift, and that's a heavy overhead press.
Okay, so we go from the overhead press, the obvious one, to, I would say, another obvious one here too.
You want to round out your delts, so I hit the side lateral raises, because again, it hits the side delts, and makes me look bigger in my sleeves.
Bigger here. This is growing by the second, I think, as we're speaking here, especially now that you're on stage. The next one, the face pull. So if we want to round out delt development, we're going to get the rear delts too. We got the face pull, as you so perfectly demonstrate here.
Oh, I love this one.
All right, now let's keep it going. So the next stop is the arms. So we want to fill those shirt sleeves. So what are you doing here for your arms?
First, I start with curls.
Okay, so I actually like the alternating dumbbell curl because you can focus one arm at a time here.
Yeah.
All right.
I go next to the waiter's curl.
Okay, so the waiter's curl, again, something that I actually usually take credit for as the exercise that gives me that biceps peak, but I showed it to you, and it's the one that you fell in love with over that 30-day period.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so next we have what? Those are 2 for the biceps, Jesse. What are we doing here?
Well, curls for the girls.
Oh, okay. Jeez, you're insufferable. What do you got next?
Next up is lying dumbbell tricep extensions.
Okay, and what are you looking for here?
So it hits the long head of the triceps, which is great because it makes up the most meat of the triceps, and obviously your triceps makes up 2/3 of your arm. So to really fill out the sleeves, you really want to hit those triceps.
Look at you, you're listening, you're picking up notes, you're doing a pretty good job so far. Next up, again, we move now a little bit inward, the chest. There's no doubt that if you get a bigger chest here that stands out prominently in your shirts, you're going to be making a better first impression. What do you do here?
Bench press, obviously. Again, compound movements, guys. It's my favorite one to start with.
So obviously, I don't think we're unearthing anything really mystery-like here, but we're trying to make sure that you're hitting the big basic exercises, focusing on building your strength there, and then filling in the gaps. The bench press, whether you do it with a barbell or dumbbells, is going to get the job done. So what's the next exercise?
Low to high crossover.
All right, so with the low to high movement here, again, you guys know that I love the adduction-based movements for chest. If you go from low to high, you're following the fiber direction of the upper chest a little bit more, which would be a good complement to the bench press.
Yep.
And then finally?
Finally is dips. Very easy movement, but it definitely hammers the chest.
Do you like to weight them?
Oh, always.
Okay, so if you're able to weight them, I would say weight them to take advantage of the overload here.
Yep.
If you're not and you're still doing body weight, just take them to failure. And again, don't go so low that you jeopardize your shoulder. Now, we go to a little bit lower here now at the waistline. We're talking about...
Okay, so...
What? No. Now, see, I knew it wouldn't take long for you to get juvenile with this video.
Okay.
So we're going to keep that buckle. We're talking about the waistline here.
Okay.
Did you feel that? So the waistline, and what we're talking about there is obviously developing your midsection.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite exercises to do to develop your midsection?
I start with the dumbbell power up. That's one of my absolute favorite ab movements of all time.
Okay, so
Nice explosive.
Good explosive upper ab driven exercise. We're going to go lower abs here. What's your next favorite exercise?
Hanging leg raises.
So I love the hanging exercises, guys. They're more difficult because you have to lift the weight of your legs. Make sure you're doing them properly by curling your butt under and not just lifting your legs up.
And one added benefit is, grip strength and forearm size from hanging onto the
That's
bar.
true too, and if you're going to roll your sleeves up like you do, I don't know whether that's fashionable or not, it's at least going to benefit you there too. The last exercise here is one that I actually introduced you to. It's the gymnast ab tuck. Twist, when you get the little additional oblique action here, right?
Yeah.
So do you know what my favorite waistline exercise of yours is?
What's that?
Ditching the gummy bears.
Oh.
That really is the thing that's going to have the biggest impact on the waistline, but let's talk about the exercises because that's what the poll was talking about.
Yeah.
Finally, we're going to hit that last area beneath the waistline, and we're talking about...
Now this time?
No, not this time. We're talking about the backside.
Glutes.
I think you'd be disappointing many people. We saw you in that exercise fail video.
Oh,
if I have to put that
Are you
up
saying
again
that
here.
blur is generous?
Yes. So we have now the glutes. Now, this is your wheelhouse.
This is my wheelhouse.
What are you doing here?
Squats. It's my favorite exercise.
All right, so in building up to a pretty impressive squat at this point too, I would say. Moving around to the next exercise is?
Barbell hip thrust. I actually love this exercise because it not only engages my glutes, but it gets my hamstrings as well.
Cool, and then the last exercise is one of my favorites, and it's one of the bodyweight ones. Not everybody has access to the machine, but it's the glute ham raise. It's training the glutes and the hamstrings to work together, right? So you have to engage the glutes first, and then allow the hamstrings to contribute. It's a great exercise, especially for athletics, for preventing hamstring injuries, because you are prioritizing glute activation that leads in and supports hamstring activation and development. So that's your list, Jesse. You actually made it through the entire list.
Yeah.
Without really truly screwing this video up. If you guys liked what he did, you can actually leave your comments below and see if you want more. If you like the way he's dressed, if you have some pointers maybe to help him out, make sure you leave those also. But when it comes down to it, guys, you have to make sure that you're not just looking the part here, but we always say, yeah, you want to train like an athlete, to look like an athlete and feel like one, but you also always have to then be able to actually perform.
Talking about performing, that's a big aspect of the dating life.
Did I mention insufferable?
Yes.
Anyway, if you're looking to put it all into one 90-day plan, guys, which Jesse, congratulations once more of actually following a plan for the first time. You see what happens when you do?
Oh, you look great.
You can get them over at ATHLEAN-X.com. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up. And also, if you haven't done so, click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon.
Let me go get that date going.